Okay. Hey, Sarush. Good morning. Hey, Brett and Jasmina. So I'm going on YouTube. So if you can go to the link on my IG page and go to YouTube, that's where we're doing the class. Go to YouTube. Go to my YouTube link for the live stream, okay? Hey, Brett. How you doing? Hey, Sessa. Vanessa. Good morning. Go to YouTube. Click on the link that's in my bio on Instagram and go to the YouTube link there, okay? Hey, Cecilia, thanks for actually going to YouTube first. Unlike some other people I know, like Sarush and Brett. Hey, Morris Cat. I'm just on Instagram to direct people to YouTube. That's all. Cecilia, you started off on YouTube and then you came to Instagram. Why did you do that? Good morning, Donna Razik. Oh, look at you. Okay, but we're not going to be on Instagram. We're going on YouTube. Irina, we're on YouTube, okay? So I need you to go to YouTube, go to the link. Oh my goodness, Jennifer Rizek. Lovely to see you. Okay. If you don't know how to say hello on YouTube, that's okay. As long as you're there, it's going to be a live stream on YouTube that there's no breaks, there's no interruptions. With Instagram, I have to stop every 60 minutes and I tend to do 90 minutes. How you doing, Jen? I have this 90-minute mentality that's hard for me to break when I'm doing a class. So I could try to figure out the whole... I need to make an account to chat. Okay. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Vanessa, but that's okay. We're still friends. How are there two different marks? I know. So bizarre. No, we're just at Flow and Flux Live on YouTube right now. So if you guys jump over there, that's awesome. We're just going to chat for a couple minutes, and then we're going to talk about the whole Bhanda Two Step thing, which... everyone else needs to make an account. Does everyone have a YouTube account that they can actually join me on? Because that would be helpful. I'm going to be shutting off Instagram in just another minute or so. Okay. So. Okay. If people want to chat with me on YouTube, they have to have an account. That's all. And if you don't have an account, don't set it up today. If you can still watch me live, who cares? And then comment later. That's fine. Hi, Sayunique 212. Thank you for joining. I'm on YouTube, though. I'm going to shut this off now in just a minute on Instagram. Oh, good morning, Gabriella. Good morning, Wanda. How are you? Happy Easter to everyone. Jasmina, go to YouTube. There's Brett. Okay. Yes, I'm happy now, Brett. Thank you. I miss you, buddy. I really do. I really do. Hey, Rita. Yes, thank you. See me on YouTube. That's correct. Happy Easter or whatever, spring solstice or equinox festival you celebrate. It's all pagan anyway. It's all good. We're just celebrating spring. Okay. I'm going to shut down Instagram because it's distracting me now. Lana, we're going to YouTube. Good thing I caught you. We're going to YouTube. Be like your sister, who's already on YouTube, and I hope we get to see Ginny there as well, okay? The link is on my bio on Instagram. Just click that link, and it'll take you right to YouTube. Okay. So that's it for that. Alrighty. I'm focusing now completely on Instagram, or not on YouTube. So a couple thoughts. First off, anything that I say, any instruction that I give is just a suggestion. You are the primary decision maker. I'm just making suggestions. Like, what if you rotated your arm in this way? What if you pulled your belly in a bit more? But if you don't do it, there's no crime. For the most part, you just want to find your tension point and breathe. And your tension point today might be very different than what it was a year ago, 6 months ago, 1 month ago. It doesn't matter. It's what your tension point is today. You find that and breathe. Now, from there, you can assess, is my body relaxing? Am I able to move a little bit more or move a bit deeper? Or my body is saying this is my limit for the day. And then you have to respect that limit. So that's part of just being conscious and aware of the present moment and what your body is willing and able to do. And you have to respect that. You have to honor that. Ultimately, you're the caretaker of your body. So if you get injured, I'm not going to take care of you, right? You are. So you need to be responsible for that. What else? When in doubt, always go with less effort and more breath. I can't emphasize that enough. It's a breathing meditation. We just synchronize movement with it. Hey, Ron, how are you? Thanks for joining, and happy Easter. So when we talk about Ashtanga, the 8 limbs, the first limb of Ashtanga are the yamas, the 5 restraints. And the first yama is ahimsa, non-violence, do no harm. And that first applies to yourself. So do no harm to yourself. Don't get yourself in a situation where I gotta push. You never have to push. Just FYI. Oh, by the way, I have to announce today's winner. I don't even think she's on. That's okay. Regina Wang won today. There's going to be winners all the time. So even if you've already tagged me 5 times, you're on the list of people who are ready to win, type of thing in the next little while. So we will have one-on-one consultations at some point. And keep thinking about things that you're struggling with, because I do want to answer them. Last Thursday, I was consulting with Louise, who was Thursday's winner, and we were talking about bandas, and that's how I came up with the whole Bhanda Two Step thing, which we're going to do now. Let us get some music. If you pay an accent, okay. We have a little bit of music. Okay, it's a little bit cheesy because it's royalty free. Okay, and then while I'm at it, I want to see if I can do a time lapse just for fun. Okay, and let's check our angles here. We should probably remove the chair from the frame. Or maybe put this here. That's probably better. Okay. That's not better. Sorry, guys. Alrighty, Bhanda Two Step. Here we go. So traditionally, bandhas are taught by lifting Mula Bandha first, and then engaging Uddiyana Bandha. That might be a bit too low. Good morning, Jenny. Thanks for joining. I'm glad you just made it. So Mula Bandha is characterized by, it's described as just lift the anus, which is a really weird terminology. I would just say lift the entire pelvic floor. And Uddiyana Bandha is drawing in the belly. That's traditionally how it's taught. When I was talking with Louise, we talked about switching the order. Why don't we try Uddiyana Bandha first? So that's your center grip here, and your belly pulls right in towards your spine. And then when that pulls in, then lift the pelvic floor, because you have something to lift the pelvic floor against. That's the intention. And there is no one right way of doing things. It's about finding a way that works for you. So these are, again, just suggestions, and I hope it works for you. Okay, so wherever you are, if you're on your mat, maybe bend your knees a bit so that you have a little bit of pelvic action. Exhale all the air. Then 1 step, pull the belly in right to the spine. 2 step, lift the entire pelvic floor up. 1, 2, hold that. Now breathe up here. It's going to feel a bit intense. Try that again. Okay, if you want to shake it out, go ahead. And if you want, one of my earlier classes, I talked about bringing the pinkies on the pelvis, top of the pelvis, thumbs on the low ribs, and middle finger towards the belly. You pull that all in. That's Uddiyana Bandha. That's step 1. So exhale all of your air. Pull the belly in. So that's step 1. Step 2, lift your pelvic floor. Hold that intensity. Now inhale up here. This stays intact. Strain your legs a bit. Keep holding it. Belly in and lifting up your pelvic floor. Okay, we're going to be engaging now that 2-step. Belly in, pelvic lift. So step 1, belly in. Step 2, pelvic lift. We're going to be engaging that throughout the practice when we hold a pose for 5 breaths. I'll tell you, step 1 and 2, or do the 2-step, okay? So let's come to the front of the mat. What happened to my music? It died. Okay. I guess I can't do time lapse and music at the same time, so we're just going to do music. There we are. Come to the front of the mat, press your feet down, lift up your thighs, pull the belly in, lift your pelvic floor. Hold that strength and breathe. If you want to find the top of your chest, you can even take cactus with the arms for a second. So the shoulder blades draw down the back and push forward into the chest, opening up the upper lungs. Keep the shoulder blades where they are. Just release your arms down. 1 step, 2 step, breathe. And we'll begin. Inhale, bring your arms up, gaze to your thumbs. Exhale and fold, relax your lower back, heavy rib cage. Inhale, lengthen your head up, hold the belly in. Exhale, push into your hands. You can hold plank, contain your front line, and exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, strong legs, heavy hips, arms back, chest forward. Exhale, lift your rib cage up and shift it back. Fingers, spread the toes. Try to make the arms and legs a little bit longer. 2, lift your rib cage up and shift it back towards the hips, sending weight towards your heels. 3, push your heels down, lengthen your big toes forward, lengthen your index fingers forward. Engage your core, belly in, lift your pelvic floor. 4, keep your bandhas engaged while you deepen your next inhale. 5, as you exhale, gaze forward. Inhale, bend the knees, step or hop forward, lengthen your head up. Exhale and fold, relax your lower back, heavy rib cage. Inhale, push into your feet, come all the way up, reach away from strong legs. Exhale, Samasthiti. Let's do that again. Strong legs, hold your bandhas in. Inhale, arms up. Exhale and fold, relax your lower back and heavy rib cage. Inhale, lengthen your head up. Step 1, step 2. Notice the difference. Exhale, hold your bandhas as you step back into chaturanga, maybe lower down. Inhaling, upward dog, strong legs, heavy hips, tail forward. Exhale, lift your rib cage up and shift it back. Downward dog, hold there and breathe. That's 1. Hold the belly in. 1 step, 2 step. 2. Long arms and legs. That's 3. 4, keep rotating your armpits in towards each other. 5, as you exhale, gaze forward. Inhale, bend your knees, step or hop forward, lengthen your head up. Exhale and fold, relax your lower back. Inhale, push into your feet, come all the way up, reach away from strong legs. Exhale, Samasthiti. Once more, strong legs. Inhale, arms up, keep your bandhas in, 1 and 2. Exhale and fold, hold your bandhas in as you lower down. Inhale, lengthen your head up, step 1, step 2, lengthen. Exhale, push into your hands, step or jump back. You can hold there or lower down. Keep your legs strong as you inhale. Upward dog, arms back, chest forward. Exhale, lift your rib cage up and shift it back. Downward dog. Sound your breath. 1, try to make your arms and legs straighter, shifting more weight back towards your feet. Keep breathing. 2, lift your belly to the spine, lift the entire pelvic floor. Hold that strength, breathe in your rib cage. 3, heels down, big toes forward, index fingers forward, rotate the armpits in towards each other. 4, curl the tail to the chest, you'll round your lower back more. 5, as you exhale, gaze forward. Inhale, bend the knees, step or hop forward, lengthen your head up. Exhale and fold, relax your lower back, heavy rib cage. Inhale, push into your feet, come all the way up, reach away from strong legs. 1 step, 2 step. Exhale, release your hands, Samasthiti. Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, bend your knees, tail forward, arms up, contain your front. Exhale and fold, relax your lower back. Inhale, lengthen your head up, hold your belly in. Exhale, push into your hands, step or jump back. You can hold plank or lower chaturanga. Slow inhales, upward dog. Exhale, leading with your belly, downward dog. Okay, turn the left foot into a 45. Step your right foot forward, stay low. Inhale, come up, hinging from your pelvis. Belly in, lift your pelvic floor. 1 and 2 step. Now reach your arms up for 1 breath. Exhale, bring the hands down. Step back, lower, chaturanga, strong legs. Inhaling upward dog. Exhale, lead with your belly, downward dog. Other side. Turn your right foot into a 45. Step the left foot forward, stay low. Hinge from your pelvis. Belly in, step 1. Pelvic floor lift, step 2. Arms up. Exhale, bring the hands back down. Step back, lower. Chaturanga. Slowly inhales, upward dog. It doesn't matter if you're off my count. Slowly exhales, downward dog. It matters that you're taking full breaths. Breathe. That's 1. Slow down the inhale. Control the exhale. You have to breathe. 2. Lift the belly to the spine. Step 1. Step 2. Lift your pelvic floor. Hold that strength as you breathe in your rib cage. 3. Rotate your armpits in towards each other so the shoulder blades move away from the spine. Curl the tail to the chest. 4. 5. As you exhale, gaze forward. Inhale, bend the knees, step or hop forward. Lengthen your head up. Hold your belly in. Exhale and fold. Relax your lower back and heavy ribs. Inhale, bend your knees, tail forward. Contain your front line, lifting your pelvic floor, arms up. Exhale, Samastitihi. Once more, we're going to change the warriors a little bit. Inhale, bend your knees, tail forward, arms up. Exhale and fold. Relax your lower back. Inhale, lengthen head up. Step 1, step 2. Find it again. Exhale, step or jump back and lower. Chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Take your time. Exhale, lead with your belly, downward dog. This time we step the right foot forward, but we're staying on the left toes. So we're stretching a different line in the front of the hip flexor. Inhale, come up. Keep the front knee bent. Step 1 and step 2. Find it. This time take cactus arms. Shoulder blades down the back. We'll hold here for 3. 1, strong back leg, bend the front knee more. 1 step, 2 step. 2, grow tall, long, away from your pelvic floor. Shoulder blades down the back and forward into your chest. And 3, exhale, bring the hands down. Straighten your front leg just for fun because it feels good. Then drag it back and lower down. Inhale, upward dog. Take your time. Exhale, lead with your belly, downward dog, other side. Inhale, step the left foot forward. Bend the front knee, stay on the right toes, and inhale, come up. Take your time. Find your bandhas. Belly in, step 1. Pelvic floor lift, step 2. Cactus arms and hold. And that's 1. Strengthen your back leg. Lunge your tail forward more. 2, shoulder blades down the back, forward into the chest, but you're still holding your front line. And 3, exhale, bring your hands down. Straighten your left leg because it feels good, or work it straight. And then drag your left foot back and lower down. Slow inhales, upward dog. It doesn't matter if you're off my count. Slow exhales, lead with your belly, downward dog. It matters that you're taking full breaths. Breathe. 1, slow down your inhales. Control the exhales. 2, step 1, step 2. Belly in, lift your pelvic floor, hold the strength and breathe. 3, heels down, big toes forward, index fingers forward. Rotate your armpits in towards each other. Exhale and fold. Relax your lower back and heavy rib cage. Inhale, bend your knees, tail forward. Find your 2-step again as you bring your arms up. Exhale, Samastitihi. We'll separate the feet hip distance. If they're not there already, inhale, reach down, catch your big toes. Totally fine to bend your knees. Exhale and fold if you can. Relax your lower back. You can even bring the hands to the ribs. Let the ribs be heavy. Add more weight to your ribs. Hold there. 1, lean your hips forward. Press the feet down. Try to make your legs straighter. 2, imagine a string in the belly button lifting up. Lift your pelvic floor again. Step 1 and 2. Now let your ribcage be heavy as you hold Mula Bandha, Nuriyana Bandha. 3, bend your elbows, shoulder blades away from the ears. Keep taking deep breaths. That's the most important part. 4, everything else is just physical exercise, that old chestnut. 5, inhale, lengthen your head up. Keep holding your bandhas. Exhale, stay there and do nothing. Next, inhale, step on the palms with the soles of your feet, holding here. And then exhale, fold. 1, again, lean your hips forward. Press the feet into the hands. Try to make your legs straighter. It's the action of straightening you want to find. 2, belly to the spine, lift your pelvic floor. Now let your ribcage be heavy. 3, bending your elbows, bring the shoulders away from the ears. Keep breathing. 4, 5, inhale, lengthen your head up. Exhale, slowly work your way back up into standing. Samasthiti. I'm just going to step my left foot back, but if you want to step back with your right foot because you're used to that, that's fine. So I'm stepping my left foot back for Trikonasana, curling my left toes inwards. Right foot is facing forward and my arms come up. Exhale, shift the hips towards the left, reach towards the right. Keep finding your bandhas. You can bring the right hand down on the shin, the ankle, or the foot. Left hand on the hip, we're up towards the ceiling. I actually avoid the big toe now because I find it's more intelligent to have the hand on the foot. And that's 1. So favor the inner edge of your front foot. Keep working your front leg longer. It doesn't have to come straight. You just work it there. 2, strengthen your back leg. Step 1, step 2. Lift that pelvic floor. Now lengthen your rib cage away from the hips. 3, as you hold your bandhas in, push your top hand forward. Twist your chest up towards your top hand. Chest back, hips forward. 4, 5, exhale it down. Ardha Chandrasana. Release your right hand forward, left hand on the hip, and inhale your left leg up, working stabilizers. So you can stay here. Try to find your bandhas again. Step 1, belly in. Step 2, lift your pelvic floor. Maybe lift your left arm up. And that's 1. Strong back leg. Hold your belly in. 2, lengthening your rib cage away from the pelvic floor. That's still lifting. 3, maybe chest back and hips forward, just an inch. Whoops. 4. It's hard to look at the camera and do this. 5, exhale, look down, release your left foot down. Inhale, come up, pivot the feet to the other side of the mat. Arms up, exhale, shift your hips to the right. Reach your left hand towards the left hand, coming down on the shin. The ankle or the foot, right hand can stay on your hip or reach up. If you want to wrap around and catch your left leg, that's fine too. Same karmic points, and I'm still your friend. That's 1. So you still favor the inner edge of your front foot. Work in the front leg longer. Doesn't have to be straight. 2, strong back leg. Step 1, step 2. Lift that pelvic floor. Now reach your rib cage away from your pelvic floor. 3, push your top hand forward. Twist your chest up. Breathe. 4, left shoulder blade down in the back. 5, exhale, look down. Ardha Chandrasana. Release your left hand forward, right hand on the hip, and inhale your right leg up. And that's a pose. Maybe release your right hand up and hold. 1, keep a strong back leg. Hold your belly in, lift your pelvic floor. 2, as you engage step 2, lengthen your rib cage away from the hips. 3, maybe chest back and hips forward, just an inch. 4, 5, exhale, look down, release your right foot down. Inhale, come up, turn the feet towards the right again. Right hand on the hip, left hand up. Exhale, draw your right hip back and reach your left hand forward. So we're squaring. The left hand comes down on the inside edge, maybe on top of the foot or the outside edge. Karmic points are all the same. Right hand can stay on the hip or reach up, and you sound your breath. 1, so you still favor the inner edge of your front foot, work your front leg longer. 2, draw your right hip back, left hip forward. Step 1, step 2, lifting your pelvic floor. 3, lengthen your rib cage away from the hips. Don't curl over the front leg, lengthen forward. 4, 5, exhale, look down. Inhale, come up, pivot the feet to the back of the mat. Left hand on the hip, right hand up. Exhale, pull your left hip back and reach your right hand forward. Hand comes down on the inside edge, maybe on top, maybe outside edge of the foot. You can keep your left hand there or reach it up. It's up to you, and breathe. 1, so you still favor the inner edge of your front foot, work in the front leg longer. 2, left hip back, right hip forward. Find step 1, lift step 2. 3, lengthen your rib cage away from your hips. Push your top hand forward, resist the bottom hand against your foot. That's 4. 5, exhale, look down. Inhale, come up, turn the feet towards the front of the mat again. We'll take a wider stance, stepping your left foot back a bit. Preparing for, what's the name of the pose? The side angle pose. Parsvakonasana. Bend your right knee. You can bring the right elbow on the knee, left arm above the left ear. I think I'm drinking too much wine these days. And exhale, maybe you bring your right hand down. Keep your gaze up. I sound like Vito Corleone there. All right, breathe. 1, Curl the back toes inwards. Strengthen your back leg. Open up the knees towards the wall behind you. 2, engage. Step 1, step 2. Lift your pelvic floor. Chop your arm down. Twist up. 3, push your head back. You want to keep rotating your chest up towards the ceiling. You'll take deeper inhales this way. 4, 5, exhale, bring your left hand down. We're not switching sides. Pivot on the outer edge of your front foot, outer edge of your back foot. So first we're going to start with a hip opener, and you can even just stay here. Maybe bring the right hand on the knee and reach your chest towards the front. Hold there, breathe. 1, flex both feet so you're protecting your ankles. Draw your right hip back, curl the left hip underneath. 2, draw your belly in. Step 1, step 2, now lengthen away from that. 3, try to straighten your right arm by pushing your knee away. Gaze up to the ceiling if you can. 4, that's the direction your whole body is twisting. 5, so if you want, you could stay here for another 5 breaths. Maybe stack your feet, or step one foot in front of the other and you can lift up your right arm. Maybe your right leg, maybe catch the foot. It doesn't matter. Hold there and breathe. 1, flex both feet. 2, strong bottom leg, hips higher. 3, step 1, step 2, now lengthen. 4 and 5, we'll bring our right foot back down. Inhale up, turn your feet to the back, and exhale, bend your left knee. Left elbow on the knee, right arm above the right ear. And that's a pose. You can hold that. Maybe bring your left hand down. Hold there. 1, curl your back toes inwards, strengthen your back leg, open up the knees towards the wall behind you again. 2, engage. Step 1, step 2, chop your top arm down, twist your chest up. 3, resisting your knee against the arm, the upper back against the knee to help you twist up. 4, 5, and exhale it down. Pivoting on the outer edge of the front foot, outer edge of the back foot. And that's a pose. Maybe you bring your hand onto the knee, start to straighten your arm and hold there. 1, flex both feet. 2, draw your left hip back, curl the right hip forward. Step 1, step 2, now lengthen. 3, push your left hand against your knee as you lengthen away. You're still holding up your pelvic floor. 4 and 5, you can hold here for another 5 breaths. Maybe stack your feet and lift your arm up. Maybe lift up your foot. Doesn't matter. 1, flex both feet. 2, strong bottom leg, hips higher. 3, step 1, step 2, and lengthen. 4 and 5, exhale, bring your left foot back down. Inhale, come up. We're turning towards the right again. This time we're going to twist. Come down to your left knee. Left elbow across the right knee in a twist. Lift your rib cage up. Pull your belly in. Engage that entire core. Step 1 and 2, and then draw your shoulder closer towards the knee. So you can hold here in prayer. Maybe straighten your back leg. Maybe bring your left hand down. And eventually the right arm above the right ear. Hold there. 1, step 1, step 2. I know it's hard. 2, deepen your inhale. 3, left shoulder blade down the back. Reach your chest forward. 4 and 5, exhale it down. Well done. Inhale, come up. Pivot the feet towards the back of the mat. Exhale, come down to your right knee. Right elbow across the left knee. Lift your rib cage up, twist. Pull in your pelvic floor. Contain the core completely. Now slide the armpit down towards your thigh. And you can stay here. Maybe straighten your back leg. Maybe heel down. Maybe right hand down and left arm up. Hold. 1. And then chop it down, twist up. 4 and 5. Exhale it down. Inhale, coming all the way back up. We can shorten the stance a bit, hands on your hips. Exhale and fold hands down between your feet. Prasarita Padottanasana. Inhale, lengthen your head up. Exhale and fold, crown the head towards the floor. If your head touches down, your feet are too wide, take a narrower stance and allow your lower back some length. Hold here. 1. Lean your hips forward, push your feet down, try to make your legs straighter. Step 1, step 2. 2. As you keep your bandhas engaged, bring the hand to the ribs. Let the ribs be heavy. You'll come heavier to the floor. 3. Maybe you can walk your hands back, squeeze your elbows in, lengthen your head up. Exhale, step our hands forward for a second. Hold there. And then our next inhale, we're going to start to walk our feet out to the side. taking a wide-legged split. So this is just an experiment. Stop your tension point and breathe. Maybe come down to the elbows or flat to your chest and hold. That's one. Relax your breath. You don't have to go deeper. You have to breathe deeper. 2, step 1, step 2. Lift that pelvic floor. Lengthen your rib cage forward. 3, shoulder blades down the back. 4. And 5. Okay, bring your feet back in. Come down to all fours. Yes, all fours. And we're going to work into a plank. So I want to play with the myotastic response, and we're going to exhaust the pelvic floor. Come into a plank, so just step your elbows forward, step your feet back. We're going to hold here for 5. Breathe. 1, contain your core. Make everything tight. Tighten your butt. 2, hold the belly and tighten your abs. 3, strong legs, strong butt, strong core. 4, breathe. Hold it, hold it, hold it. 5. Okay, come back to all fours. Hands in front and back to our original position. Let's work that wide-legged splits again and see if it's any looser. And that's 1. Breathe. Don't go deeper. Breathe deeper. 2. Step 1. Step 2. Lengthen. 3. Flex your feet so you're protecting your ankles. Breathe. 4. And 5. Okay, bring your legs closer together again into our original position. Exhale and fold. Hands in your lower back. And then from here, you can relax the hands forward if they want to come down. If not, just keep them on your back or catch your elbows. We're just stretching out the rotator cuff. So depending on what your mobility is, you find your tension point and breathe. That's already 1. Hips forward, feet down, straighter legs. 2, step 1. Step 2, heavy rib cage. 3, roll your shoulders down. If you hear some kids yelling from a distance, you've just reached a higher state of consciousness. 4. And 5. Inhale, work your way all the way back up. And exhale, come back to the front. Samasthiti. Okay, Utthita Hasta Parangusthasana. Left hand on the hip. Breathe. Hold your belly in. Keep your left leg strong. Step 1, step 2. Then inhale. Lift up your right knee, big toe or leg. Maybe you can bend the elbow and fold. Hold there. 1, if your leg is bent, lead the heel forward. Step 1, step 2. 2, if your leg is straight, point the foot, tighten the grip, bend your elbow. 3, as you bend your elbow, drop your right hip. The foot will come up higher. Breathe. 4. 5, inhale, lengthen your head up. Exhale the leg or the knee out to the side, gaze towards the left. The weight's going this way. 1, driving weight down and towards your left foot over and over. 2, step 1, step 2, lengthen. 3, if your leg is straight, bend the elbow, roll the heel forward. 4. And 5, inhale your leg into center. You can catch the other edge of the foot and onto your right hip, hold there. Totally fine to bend your knee and just twist like that. 1, it's just a standing twist. Don't overthink it. 2, step 1, step 2, lengthen. 3, you don't have to go deeper. You have to breathe deeper. 4. And 5, inhale, coming back into center for 1 breath if you can. Maybe exhale, fold chin to your shin. Then inhale, release the foot, holding here. Whoops. And that's 1. Point your right foot, but flex the big toe. 2, draw your right leg into the hip socket against the strength of your left leg. Breathe. 3, belly in, pelvic floor, grow tall. 4. 5, kick your leg back, catch it with your right hand, left hand up. That's a pose. Maybe you start to fold, hold. 1, you don't have to go deeper. This is already a beautiful counter pose. 2, try to relax the front of the right hip flexor as the foot leads up to the ceiling. 3, you don't have to go deeper. You have to breathe deeper. 4. And 5. Okay, slowly work your way back up. Shake it out. And other side. Right hand on the hip. Inhale, holding in your pelvic floor. Lift up your left knee or big toe. Maybe work your leg straight. Hold here. 1, if your leg is bent, lead the heel forward. Stay at your tension point and breathe. 2, if your leg is straight, point the foot, tighten the grip, bend your elbow. 3, drop your left hip so the foot comes higher if you can. 4. 5, inhale your head up. Exhale the leg or the knee out to the side, gaze towards the right. This is where the weight goes. 1, drawing weight into that right foot over and over again. 2, step 1, belly in. Step 2, lift your pelvic floor. 3, if you can, bend your left elbow, roll the heel forward. 4. And 5, inhale your leg into center, catch the outer edge of the foot or the knee, left hand on your hip, and you twist, gaze towards the back. 1, step 2, and lift. 2, try to grow tall, lift your pelvic floor away from or your rib cage away from your pelvic floor. 3, maybe push your foot into the hand, reach your left hand back more. 4. And 5, catching onto your foot with both hands if you can, maybe exhale, fold, and then release the foot. Hands on your hips and hold. 1, point your left foot, but flex the big toe. 2, pull the leg into the hip socket against the strength of your right leg. 3, step 1, step 2, grow tall, breathe. 4, you're right there, that's it. 5, well done. Kick your leg back, catch it with your left hand, right hand up. And exhale, start to fold if you can. Otherwise, 3, maybe lead the foot up to the ceiling just a little bit more. 4, and 5. Okay, work your way back into standing. Release, shake it out, breathe. Okay, if half lotus is available to you, inhale your right leg, foot in towards your belly, and lengthen your right knee down to start. If you can reach your right hand out to the side, turn your thumb down, and wrap around to bind. From here, you can fold forward. If it's not available to you, take modified with me, right foot above your left knee. Bend your standing leg, elbows onto your shin if you can. Maybe hands on blocks or books if you have them, if you have books. But for sure you have blocks. Just come to your deepest point and breathe. That's it. 1, flex your right foot against the left arm here in modified. Bend your standing leg more. 2, either version. Step 1, belly in. Step 2, lift your pelvic floor. Lengthen the rib cage again. 3, resist the arms back against your shin. Belly back, chest forward, keep your gaze up. 4, if you're in full version, flex the foot into the belly, keep the rib cage over the heel. 5, inhale, lengthen your head up. Maybe straighten your standing leg, exhale and stay there, do nothing. Next inhale, coming all the way back up. Oops. Exhale, release. Other side. Inhale, left foot in towards a half lotus, binding if it's available. Otherwise, just bring the left foot above your right knee. Exhale, starting to fold. Right hand down beside your right foot or hands or elbows on your shin. Take it in stages. You don't have to rush into the pose. That's just nonsense. You take your time and breathe, even if you're almost finished the count. That's 1. So if you're modifying, flex your left foot against the right arm. Bend your standing leg more. 2, either version. Step 1, step 2, lifting your pelvic floor, lengthen. Breathe. 3, press your rib cage flat to the thighs, belly back, chest forward. Flex the left foot in full version. 4, keep the rib cage over the heel so you're squishing out your liver. And 5, inhale, lengthen your head up, maybe straighten your right leg. Exhale, stay there, do nothing. Next inhale, coming all the way back up. And exhale, release, shake it out. Come back to the front. Surya Namaskar, and we'll go into Utkatasana. Strong legs, inhale, arms up. Exhale and fold, relax your lower back. Inhale, lengthen your head up, hold the belly in. Exhale, step or jump back. You can hold plank, option lower chaturanga, keep your legs strong though. Inhaling upward dog, strong legs, heavy hips, arms back, chest forward. Exhale, lift your rib cage up and shift it back. Gaze forward, bend the knees, inhale, we'll step the feet forward. Keep your knees bent. Don't come up all the way yet, don't bring up your arms, just keep your knees bent. Step 1, step 2. Notice when you engage step 2, your tail pulls forward, lifting your pelvic floor. You can lengthen your rib cage, but don't flare it out. So step 1, step 2, keep the rib cage connected to your hips as you lengthen your sternum up. Now bring your arms up. 1, keep shifting your weight back, bend your knees more if you can. 2, keep finding step 1, step 2, lengthen your rib cage away from your hips. 3, chop your arms forward. As you chop, tail forward, rib cage back. It's all connected. 4, breathe. And 5, excellent. Lower down. Inhale, lengthen your head up. Full breath. Exhale, step or jump back. You can hold plank, maybe lower down. Inhaling upward dog. Exhale, lead with your belly, downward dog. Turn left, step right. Stay low. Inhale. Don't bend your lower back. Hinge from your pelvis as you come up. It doesn't matter if you come up all the way. It doesn't matter if your front leg is straightening a bit. That's fine. Once your pelvis is totally lifting, step 1, step 2, find that. Now bend your front knee more. Step one, step two again. Lengthen your chest up. You can interlace the fingers behind your head. Squeeze your elbows in, push your head back. As you push your head back, use the strength of your thoracic vertebrae to go taller. One step, two step. Find it again. Just release your hands up. Hold. One, strong back leg. Bend your front knee more. Lift up your pelvic floor. Two, belly in, lift your pelvic floor. Reach your rib cage up. Three, chop your arms forward. As you do that, tail forward, rib cage back. Four. And five, straighten your right leg. Turn your feet towards the back. Exhale, same pose, other side. I'm in a very high state of enlightenment right now as I hear my kids scream. That's one. Strong back leg, bend your front knee more. Left hip back, right hip forward. Two, step one, belly in. Lift your pelvic floor, grow tall, away from steady hips. Three, chop your arms forward, rib cage back and tail forward. Four. And five, inhale, open up your palms. Warrior two position, hold. Oh, here she comes. That's one. Strengthen your back leg, open up the knees to the wall behind you. Two, step one, belly in, lift your pelvic floor. Step two. Three, as you hold stability here, grow tall, away from your hips with your rib cage. Four. And five, straighten your left leg, turn the feet towards the front, and exhale, bend your right knee. Hold here. She almost came down, it was hilarious. That's one. Curl your back toes inwards, strengthen your back leg, open up the knees to the wall behind you. Two, step one, step two, contain your rib cage as you grow tall. Three, if you want, you can find cactus arms. Hold the shoulder blades in place, then bring your hands back down. Four, take a deep inhale there. It's good for you. And five, exhale, bring your hands down. Straighten your right leg, drag it back, lower chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Strong legs, heavy hips, arms back, chest forward. Exhale, lift your rib cage up and back. We're going to do some pigeon lunges. Inhale, bring the right knee towards the right hand and come and rest all the way into your right leg. Your right hip has to be down. You can flex your right foot here where it is, maybe bring it forward a bit. Don't feel like it has to be parallel. That's something you work towards, but you don't want to compromise the right hip lifting. You want to keep that down. That's where the true stretch comes. It's okay if your back leg is bent and you fold forward like that. Maybe you straighten the leg and come onto the top of your foot. Maybe you can curl the back toes under and lift your back leg up as you fold forward over your left leg. Hold here. Or your right leg, sorry. That's one. Strong back leg. Step one, step two. Find it again. It's okay if you lose it. You keep coming back. That's okay. Three, rotate your left leg in towards your right thigh. You can use your hand to help you do that. Three, rotate your left rib cage in towards your right thigh. Keep finding step one and step two. Four. And five. Inhale, working your way back up. We're going to swing the left leg around and bring your left foot on top of the right knee. Now, if you're not that flexible, this knee is going to be high up, and that's totally fine. And you can start with the hands behind you and just rock your chest forward. So you're starting to flirt with your external rotators. That's a lot of work. Maybe your right hand comes around your left knee, left hand beside you for support, and you start to push your knee down with your chest. And it's fine if you stop there. If the knee does come down, go ahead and flatten your chest out towards your thighs, reach your chest forward. No one's going to hate you because they can't see you, and we're all spiritually advanced anyway, so we wouldn't hate you if we could see you. Breathe. One, flex both feet so you're protecting your ankles. It's very important. Two, let the hips be heavy so your butt's sinking to the floor. Now, step one, step two. Three, as you engage step one and two, lengthen your rib cage forward. In either version. Four. And five. Inhale, work your way back up. We'll do a lazy vinyasa. Bring your left leg down and swing your right leg back. Don't worry, we're going to pay for it in a second. So again, it's okay if your back leg is bent. I'm still your friend. And it doesn't matter where you're placing your left foot, as long as you can fold comfortably and feel a stretch when you come down. So feel free to play with it throughout the pose. Maybe straighten the back leg and come into the top of your back foot. Maybe you can curl the back toes under and lift up your back heel. Hold there. And that's one. So flexing your left foot, protecting your ankle. Step one, step two. Two, you can use your right hand to encourage the right leg to rotate it towards your left thigh. It comes deeper now. Breathe. Three, curl the right ribs in towards your left thigh. Rotate the left thigh towards your right ribs. Four, step one, step two, and lengthen. And 5. Inhale, work your way back up. And swing your right leg around. Right foot on top of your left knee. And again, one side's always different. That's normal. We're still friends. So you can stay here with the hands behind you. Just rock your chest forward. Maybe left arm around the right knee, right hand beside you, and start to push your chest down. Maybe the knee comes down and you straighten out. Do what works. Find your tension point and breathe, and then assess and go from there. 1, flex both feet. Step 1. Step 2, lengthen. 2, it doesn't matter how deep you go. It matters how deep you breathe. Keep staying with your slow and deep breaths. 3, you try to flatten the rib cage towards your thighs more. Step 1, step 2, and lengthen. 4. And 5. Okay, slowly working your way back up. It's going to be a bit easier if you're in lotus. We're going to roll over onto our shins. And bring the hands in front. We're going to engage a nice strong contraction of the front. Now, as you do that, once you're up, fine. Step 1 and step 2. So you can do this with crossed legs. And just show you. Just watch for a second. So I'm going to bring the knees just behind my wrists. Let the knees travel up. Maybe lift up one foot or both. Okay? It's a bit easier if you're in lotus, sort of. But you might have to waddle the legs up your arms. So if you're in lotus, you can come onto your knees, hands in front, and then start to bring your knees up towards your elbows or your armpits. Hold there. 1. Step 1. Step 2. Lift up. 2. Keep walking the knees up the arms. 3. Gaze up. Step 1. Step 2. Lifting your pelvic floor and lengthen. 4. And 5. And lowering down. Okay. Release. And you can take a break here of vinyasa. Roll over your shins. Push to your hands. Step or jump back and lower. Inhale, upward dog. Full breath. It doesn't matter if you're off my count. Full exhale, downward dog. Gaze forward, bend the knees. Actually, we're going to practice jumping forward. So if you want to come down to all fours and watch for a second, just do that. I'm just going to bend my knees, jump, cross my shins in the air, and land on the tops of my feet. So my gaze is up, bend the knees, launch, cross, tops of the feet. Try that. From downward dog, gaze forward, bend your knees, launch, cross, tops of your feet. Now from here, walk your feet forward. Okay, well done. Keep your legs straight in Dandasana. Hands in front of you or hands beside you, fingertips point forward. Go tall. Hold here. Breathe. 1, draw the legs in towards the hip sockets. Grow tall against the energy of the legs. 2, step 1. Step 2, lengthen your rib cage up. Breathe. 3, push your hands down, shoulder blades down the back and forward into the chest as if you were doing cactus. 4, slow the inhale. Control the exhale. Well done. And 5, keep your legs active. Inhale your arms up. Step 1, step 2. Exhale, lengthen forward. Don't drop. Lengthen, 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 lengthen. Fine to bend your knees. Catch your feet. Totally fine. Exhale and fold. Otherwise, I'll stay here if you're bending your knees. We'll do it together. It's all good. 1, step 1. Step 2, lengthen your rib cage forward. That's 2. If your legs are bent, maybe lead the heels forward a little bit. Stop at your tension point and breathe. 3, either version. Bend your elbows, shoulders back, chest forward. Find length. 4. And 5. Inhale your head up. Exhale, release the hands behind you 6 inches. Fingertips point forward. Roll your shoulders forward, lift your chest up. Step 1, step 2. Inhale, push your heels down, lift your hips up, drop your head back. That's 1, shifting more weight towards your feet. 2, roll your shoulders forward, chest up, now lift your hips higher. 3, keep the belly in like you're at the beach. Lift your pelvic floor up. 4. And 5, and lowering down. And you can take a break here or vinyasa. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, step or jump back and lower down. Full inhales, whether you're moving or sitting, and it doesn't matter if you're off my count. Full exhales, whether you're moving or sitting. Gaze forward, bend the knees, coming forward to a seated position. Left leg straight, we're going to bend the right leg back. And you want to just rock your right leg back and forth so you're letting your tendons know it's okay to loosen up. They don't have to be tight and strong. You're not balancing right now. So you can hold here, maybe bring the hands underneath your shin in prayer, or wrap around the front of the shin and release your fingers. Roll the right hip forward towards your left foot. Pelvic bone moving away from the sacrum. Go tall. 1, strong left leg. Step 1, step 2. Lift that pelvic floor, go taller. 2, hold that strength and breathe. 3, flex your right foot, bring the heel higher and the shin closer to your chest. 4, imagine this leg behind your head. That's where it's going to go eventually. And 5, okay, release the pose. And if you want to take a vinyasa, go ahead. Otherwise, we'll switch sides. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, step or jump back and lower. Otherwise, you're breathing with me. Full inhales, whether you're moving or sitting. And full exhales. Gaze forward, bend the knees. Inhale, coming forward, right leg straight. Left leg back, lifting up your left ankle. And moving the leg around in the hip socket. Let it be loose so you can relax the tendons around the hip joint. So this is a pose, or hands underneath in prayer, or wrap the arms around the front of the shin. Roll your left hip forward towards your right foot. Hold here. Breathe. 1, strong right leg, grow tall against the energy of the leg. 2, step 1, step 2, lift your pelvic floor, grow tall. 3, flex your left foot, heel higher and shin closer to the chest. 4, imagine this leg behind your head. And 5, okay, release the pose. And you can take a break there or vinyasa. So if you want to try lifting, you can. Cross your shins. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, step or jump back, lower, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. We're going to be coming onto our shins. Exhale, lift your rib cage up and back, downward dog. Gaze forward, bend the knees, coming forward onto your shins for Virasana, hero's pose. So if this is uncomfortable for you, you can sit on your heels or you can sit on a couple of books. That's fine. I'm going to sit between my heels and I'm going to roll out the calves out to the side because it gives the back of my knee the room that it needs. Do what you need to do. There was a point where my right knee was injured and I had to sit on 2 blocks. I was humiliated. And my ego needed that. So that's what came up in my practice was some ego. And you got to just let that stuff go because then it's not accepting what's happening right now. And what was happening at that time was I got an injured right knee and I have to be mindful. So do what you got to do to be safe in this pose. Bring the hands on the fronts of your knees. Your knees are about 1 fist distance apart. Go tall, hold here. 1, push your feet down, draw the tail forward. Breathe. 2, step 1, belly in, lift your pelvic floor, lengthen your rib cage up, hold the strength and breathe. 3, with the hands on the knees, draw the shoulders back, shoulder blades down the back, lift your chest up. 4, and 5, and bring the hands back behind you for a counter. Roll your shoulders forward, lift your hips up. That's a pose. Maybe come down to your elbows, grab your feet, tail up, head back and breathe. 1, lengthen your knees, forward and down. 2, step 1, step 2, lifting your pelvic floor, lift your hips higher. 3, shoulders forward, chest up, belly in. 4, try to pull your heels back. You're going to get your hips higher if you do that. And 5, and lower down. Okay, slowly work your way back up. We'll take a child's pose just to counter the back bend. So just rolling forward, head and shoulders forward and heavy. Draw the tail down towards your heels. You get a deeper stretch in your lower back. And that's 1. Slow down your inhales. Control your exhales. 2. 3, deep breath in the back side of the rib cage. Let it open up like a sail. 4. And 5. Inhale, slowly work your way back up. And exhale, we can take a vinyasa or just take a break. Push it to your hands. Step or jump back and lower. Chaturanga. Slow inhales, upward dog. And slow exhales, downward dog. Whether you're moving or sitting. Gaze forward, bend the knees, coming forward. Baddha Konasana. So we're going to bring the feet together. Draw the heels in towards your hips. It's fine if your knees are lifting. I would start by bringing the hands behind you. Grow tall and lean your chest forward. As the knees come down, maybe you can massage the inner thigh, the adductor with your elbow. Lengthen your knees out to the side. Maybe you lengthen. Don't drop. Lengthen. Knees out to the side, chest forward. Breathe. Stop at your tension point and breathe. That's 1. Step 1. Step 2. Find the lift of your pelvic floor. Now lengthen your rib cage. 2. And as you keep lifting your pelvic floor, lengthen your knees out to the side. Chin and chest lengthen forward. 3. Don't drop your head. Don't let fatigue drop your breath or your head. Keep reaching your chin forward. 4. And 5. Inhale your head up. Make 2 fists. Put them behind your heels. Push your heels forward. Round your back. Head towards your feet. Hold there. 1. Step 1. Step 2. Rounding your lower back more. 2. Keep pushing your heels forward to round your back. Push your elbows down into your thighs. 3. Breathe in the backside of the rib cage. 4. Tuck the tail to the head. Try to bite the tail with the head. If you do it, you win the prize for Tuesday. And 5. Inhale, work your way back up. Use your hands to help you lift the knees. Strain your legs 90 degrees. And you want 90 degrees. This is not a wide-legged splits. It's just 90 degrees. And again, if you're not that flexible in the back or hamstrings, you don't lose karmic points. You still count. Bring the hands behind you and just shift your chest forward. That's it. You stay there until you reach your tension point. Maybe hands on your shins or ankles, maybe your feet. Maybe you lengthen your chin and chest forward. If your chin comes to the floor, I don't hate you because I'm spiritually advanced. Hold there. 1. Press your legs down. Strong legs, lengthen your ribcage forward. 2. Don't drop your head. Either version, keep lengthening forward. Step 1, step 2, lengthen. 3. Shoulder blades down the back. Take a deep inhale on your next breath. 4. And 5. Inhale coming up. Exhale, stay there. Do nothing. Next inhale, lean your weight back. Lift up your arms. Lift up your legs. Catch your feet. Totally fine if you're bending your legs or if your feet are down. I'm still your friend. 1. It's okay to start with bent legs. Maybe work your heels up. 2. If your legs are straight, point your feet. Drop your head back. 3. Now, step 1, step 2, lengthen away from your hips. 4. And 5. And cross your shins. Well done. Inhale, pick up. And exhale, step or jump back and lower chaturanga. Slow inhales, it doesn't matter if you're off my count, whether you're moving or sitting. And full exhale, downward dog. We're going to come into a squat. Gaze forward, bend your knees, and jump the feet outside the hands. If you're sitting, bring your feet about mat width apart and come into a squat. Totally fine if you need to sit on a few books. That's totally fine. There is no loss of karmic points. You're still getting the stretch that you need, and you're still going to breathe deeply. If you can, try to drop the shoulders inside the knees. Curl your big toes inwards so your feet are just about parallel, and then bring the hands in prayer. Hold. 1. Squeeze the knees against the arms. Resist your arms against your knees. Breathe. 2. Step 1. Step 2. Heels to your hips. Grow tall. 3. So as you engage that step 2, your tail should be drawing forward. Resist your shoulders back. 4. And 5. Keep step 1 and 2 engaged as you bring your hands down. Lean weight forward. Keep step 1 and 2. Maybe lifting up your feet. Hold. 1. Gaze up. 2. Step 1 and 2 are still engaged. 3. Squeeze your knees in. Heels to your bum. 4. And 5. Jump back if you can from there. Lower chaturanga. Inhaling upward dog. Full breath. Exhale. Lead with your belly. Downward dog. Gaze forward. Bend the knees. Come forward again into your squat if you can. And then we're going to bring the right hand in front, left hand out to the side. Straighten your left leg. Reach your right arm forward, resist the leg back. And that's a perfect pose to stay in. That's where I like to stay. Some people like to wrap around and bind. That's fine. Karmic points are the same. Hold. 1. Push into your right foot. Try to drop your right hip down. 2. Right shoulder back, left shoulder forward. Step 1. Step 2. 3. As you hold step 1 and 2, lengthen your rib cage forward away from your hips and breathe. 4. Slow down your inhale. Control your exhale. Good. 5. Inhale coming up. Exhale, release. You can switch sides or vinyasa. It's up to you. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, step or jump back and lower. Full inhales every time. It doesn't matter if you're off my count. I still love you. Full exhales, downward dog. Gaze forward, bend the knees. Inhale, coming forward. Right leg straight, left leg back. Left leg is in a squat position. Reach your left hand forward. Resist the arm back. And again, you can stay here. This is where I like to stay. Maybe you can wrap around and bind if you're a show off. It's okay. I'm not judging. And breathe. I'm spiritually advanced. That's 1. So keep a strong right leg. Keep drawing your left hip down. Left hip is drawing down towards the heel. 2. Step 1, step 2. Belly in, lifting your pelvic floor. Now lengthen your chest forward. 3, left shoulder back, right shoulder forward, using your core and your bandhas to lengthen forward, away from your left hip. 4, left hip is grounded and you lengthen. 5, inhale, coming up, and exhale, release the pose. You can take a break there, or vinyasa. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, step or jump back and lower. Full inhales, upward dog. It doesn't matter if you're off my count. I'm always going to love you. Full exhales, downward dog. Gaze forward, bend the knees, coming forward to a seated position. And we'll take C version. Left leg straight, right leg back. I was working with this pose with Mercedes. She was one of the winners last week. And one thing I was noting is if your leg is out to here, good luck binding if binding is your goal. You really have to pull this leg in tight as much as you can. So you're really closing this gap. So when you come to hug your leg, again, step 1 and 2. When you do that, your rib cage is going to twist a hell of a lot deeper in the pose. Okay, so when your elbow comes across your thigh again, re-engage step 1 and 2. If your elbow passes the knee, you can play with the idea of a bind. I'm not going to because the shoulder is just messed up. Otherwise, you hold here. I can bind on the other side, but it's overrated. Hold there. 1, push into your hips, grow tall, broaden your collarbones. 2, step 1, step 2, lengthen up away from your hips. 3, left shoulder blade down the back, gaze towards the right shoulder. 4 and 5. Okay, release the pose. And you can take a break there or vinyasa. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, step or jump back. We're moving slowly with breath. Slow inhales, upward dog. Slow exhales, downward dog. Gaze forward, bend the knees, coming forward. Right leg straight, left leg back. And again, you can hug your leg with your right arm, left hand behind you. Step 1 and step 2. And just that action alone is going to help you twist, because if you're not engaging them, you're collapsing, which is out of a twist. Maybe you can bring the elbow across the knee. Pull the rib cage away from your leg. Now step 1 and 2 again. Slide the armpit towards your knee so you close that gap. Maybe straighten the arm. You have the option to bind, and that's fine. It's overrated though, personally. I just like the hold. I like this thing. There's more control. 1, so the right shoulder blade draws down the back. You grow tall, broaden your collarbones. 2, keep that left hip down. Engage step 1 and 2 and lengthen. 3, keep a strong straight leg. It's going to help you twist deeper. 4 and 5, and release the pose. Very well done. You could take a break there or vinyasa. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, step or jump back and lower. Full inhales, upward dog. Take your time. Full exhales, downward dog. Gaze forward, bend the knees, come forward to a seated position. We're going to do Navasana. So we're going to be doing, it's 5 poses, one after the other. It's Navasana, sunken boat, Navasana, sunken boat, Navasana. Okay? So 3 Navasanas, 2 sunken boats, and it's all consecutive, all in the same action. There's no break. If you take a break, I'm still your friend. You won't lose karmic points. Okay. So you have to deepen your inhales, especially in this sequence. Lean your weight back, lift up your legs, and you can hold here. Maybe chop your arms down, straighten your legs. Hold here, breathe. 1, chop your arms down, chest up. 2, draw the legs into the hip sockets, legs up higher. 3, shoulders back, chest forward, lift up. 4 and 5, and lowering down. Hold there. 1, feet and head are about 1 foot above the ground. 2, arms back, chest up. 3, chop your arms down, lift your chest up. 4 and 5, inhale, coming back up. 5 breaths. 1, step 2. It makes a difference now. 2, chop your arms down, chest up. Keep your core engaged. 3, shoulders back, chest up. Think of everything lifting up. It's light. 4 and 5, and lowering down. Breathe. 1, feet and head are about 1 foot above the ground. 2, and one day my voice will change permanently. 3, shoulders back, chest up. Breathe. 4 and 5, inhale, coming back up. Last one. That's 1. Chop your arms down, chest up. 2, step 1, step 2. 3, keep everything long. Keep thinking length. 4 and 5, cross your shins. Inhale, lift, no vinyasa. Exhale, lower. If you have a couple of big books that you don't read that often, like a dictionary, go ahead, bring them in. I'm actually going to remove the dictionary sleeve here. Okay. So, we're going to play with the whole swinging back and forth sequence. And it starts with straight legs and your hands beside the books or on top of the books. The books are just beside or in front of your hips. When I lift my hips up, I have to keep my chest forward and my hips back so that there's a relatively even distribution of weight. If all of the weight is forward, there's no way I can lift up. It's impossible. But if I can draw my hips back, I'll show you from the side, it'll be easier to understand. If I'm doing this, if I want to lift up my seat and my legs, I can't because all the weight is forward. But if I counter the weight of the hips with my chest, chest forward, hips back, draw my hips back, now I could potentially lift my legs up. Okay? So, blocks beside your hips. We're just going to play with cross backs. Hands on your blocks. Inhale, lift your chest up, draw the hips back, and you can either step back and straighten. Do that 3 or 4 times. Maybe drag your feet back, drag them forward, drag them back, or feet up, cross, straighten, cross, straighten. Try it. Hips up, back, chest forward, cross, and straighten. Once more, cross, and straighten. Okay. Breathe. Deep inhale. Exhale. Okay. Next movement. We're going to hug the legs into your chest. Hands on your blocks. Inhale, lift up. And you can either step back, step forward. Or if your feet can lift off the floor, inhale, lift up. Swing back, slow down forward. Swing back, slow down forward. Try that. Push into your blocks. Inhale, lift up. Step or swing back and lower. Step or swing back and lower. Breathe. Come back down and breathe. Deep inhale. Okay. Last one. We're going to combine both movements now. So this time I'm going to, and just watch for a second. Don't jump into it right away. Hands on my blocks. Lift up. Hips back. Chest forward. Step back. Hips back. Hips forward and straighten. Okay? That's one action. Eventually you want to bring your hips back, chest forward, lift up your feet. Cross, swing back, slow forward, straighten. Cross, swing back, slow forward, and straighten. Try that. So inhale, push into your blocks. Inhale, hips up. And then cross, swing back, slow forward, straighten. Breathe. Cross, swing back, slow forward, and straighten. Okay, lower down. Release your books of death. Breathe. We're all going to take a vinyasa, and we're all going to hold upward dog for 5 breaths just to counterpose the work in the front of the body here. So if you want, you can roll over on your shins, push to your hands, step or jump back, hold plank or lower chaturanga. Inhaling upward dog. Take your time. We're going to hold here. 1. Push into your feet, lift your knees up. Step 1, step 2. 2. So as you engage step 2, your tail draws forward. Bring your shoulders back, reach your chest forward. 3, you're chopping the arms back, just like you did in warrior, just like you did in Navasana. It's the same action. 4. And 5. Okay, bring your knees down. Curl the back toes under, round your front, and start to bring your hips up and back into downward dog. Hold there for a couple of breaths. Just resolve any tension that's on the back of the body. If you want to walk it out or swing side to side, go ahead. Karmic points are all the same. Okay, gaze forward, bend the knees, and we'll come back into a seated position and we'll prepare for a closing sequence. So, lying down on your backs, extend your arms up behind your head. Shoulder blades down your back as if you're in cactus, and then lower your hips down. Just stay here. So you're stretching out the serratus muscles. Breathe. We're not in back bend yet. We're just preparing. Okay, and if you want to take bridge pose, that's what I'm going to do first. Otherwise, you can take Urdhva Dhanurasana if it's available to you. Grabbing onto your ankles. Push your feet down. Inhale, lift your hips up. Tuck the shoulders underneath you. Hold there. 1. If you're catching the ankles, push the ankles forward. Resist the hands back. 2. Hold the belly in. Step 1, step 2, hips up higher. 3, keep step 1 and 2 engaged as you push your shoulders down and reach the ribcage to the wall behind you. 4, deep breaths or none of this works. 5, and lowering down. Okay, and again, inhale, lift up, Urdhva or bridge pose. That's 1. Favor the inner edges of your feet. 2, step 1, step 2, find length with your rib cage away from your hips. 3, deep inhale now. 4, one more breath like that. And 5, and lowering down. Last one, inhale, lift up, either version. That's 1. Feet down, tail up, step 1, step 2. 2, as you keep step 2 engaged, lengthen your rib cage. 3, push your shoulders down, reach the chest towards the wall behind you more. 4, and 5, and lowering down. Okay, bring the knees in towards your chest, rock side to side, massaging your paraspinal muscles, or make little circles on your back. Do whatever feels good on your back, just to give it some relief. That's the point. And then if you want from there, you can rock up to a seated position and take a vinyasa. Otherwise, you come into your forward bend. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, step or jump back and lower chaturanga. Full inhales, upward dog. Full exhales, downward dog. Gaze forward, bend the knees, coming forward to a seated position, and we'll take a comfortable forward bend. I actually like to bend my knees after back bending, hug my legs, and then just relax forward. This is a relaxed forward bend. It's not intense. That's 1. Draw your legs back, hinge your pelvis forward, lengthen your rib cage forward. 2, there's just a gentle step 1 and 2 now. It's very gentle, and then you lengthen forward with that energy. 3, relax your lower back. 4, sound your breath, or none of this works. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Slowly work your way back up and lie back down, preparing for shoulder stand. If you're not going to take shoulder stand, it's okay just to lift your legs up and keep the hips down. So all you're doing is just removing or letting the blood flow away from your legs towards your heart. Otherwise, from here, inhale, lift your hips up, hands on your lower back, tuck the elbows underneath you, hold there and breathe. 1, lengthen the tail up towards the feet, lengthen the feet up to the ceiling. 2, and favor the feet towards the elbows, tail to the face. 3, bring the elbows closer together behind your back. 4, step 1, step 2. Notice the difference. 5, sound the breath through your throat so you squish out your lymph nodes. 6, 7, and 8, lowering your feet down behind the head for halasana, the plow. Your feet don't have to come down. Maybe they do come down. Maybe you bring your hands up to the floor. Your hands don't have to come down. You can keep them here in your lower back. 1, if your feet do come down, point your feet so you're on the toes. 2, push to the back of the head, gaze towards the wall behind you. It's going to open up your trachea. 3, step 1 and step 2, find it again. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Bend your knees, knees by your shoulders for Karnapidasana. I can't talk in this pose. Hold here. 1, keep looking back to the wall behind you. 2, feet together, knees apart. 3, and keep drawing your knees towards the shoulders. 4, keep looking back to the wall behind you. 5, 6, you don't have to go deeper, you have to breathe deeper. 7,
And 8, work your way back up into shoulder stand. If you can cross your legs, go ahead. Maybe bring the hands on your knees and straighten your arms. It's easier if you're in lotus. You just do what you can and breathe. 1, it's okay if you come onto your back and hug your legs around the chest. 2, still trying to find step 1, step 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Bring the knees towards your chest, wrap the arms around your legs. Pindasana, hold there. 1, relax your lower back. 2, step 1 and 2. 3, it's okay if you're on your back and you're hugging your legs. 4, I can't take the full version and talk. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Bring the hands in the mat. Start to lower your hips down. Using the arms like brakes. Take your time. Once the hips come down, try to keep your lotus if you can, if you have it, preparing for Matsyasana. If your legs are not in lotus, straighten your legs. Bring the hands underneath your hips. Lift the chest up. Tuck the elbows underneath you. Keep your chest lifting, but just drop your head back. If you're in lotus, catch the tops of your feet. Hold here. 1, either version, press your legs down. 2, as you press your legs down, arch your back. 3, if you're in lotus, lengthen your knees forward and down. 4, step 1, step 2, extend your rib cage. 5, 6, deep inhales and deep exhales. 7, and 8, keep the head and chest where they are. Just lift the arms and legs up into a 45-degree angle. Undo your lotus. Uddiyana Padottanasana. Hold there. 1, everything is light and it evaporates up. 2, long legs of the hips, long arms back in the shoulders. 3, as your arms pull back, your chest lifts up. 4, breathe. 5, 6, step 1, step 2, lengthen. 7, and 8, feet down, elbows down. Roll your head up safely. And just hug your knees to the chest, rock up. Go ahead and take a vinyasa if you want, otherwise take a break. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, step or jump back and lower. Full inhales every time. Full exhales every time. Gaze forward, bend the knees, coming down to all fours, preparing for a headstand. And if you've never done a headstand, don't do one. You just take prep and you don't lift up. It's preparing the foundation for a headstand, but you don't actually take a headstand just yet. I don't want anyone rolling over. Interlace your fingers, squeeze your elbows in so your forearms are parallel. Drop the crown of the head down between your hands. Curl your back toes under, straighten your legs. That's a pose. You hold that if you're new. Hold here. It doesn't matter if you come up. Maybe walk your feet in. And eventually, if you're ready to lift up, you go ahead. And breathe. 1. Press your forearms down, contain the rib cage. 2, step 1, step 2, lengthen your feet up. 3, relax your eyes, relax your breath. 4, deepen your breath, keep finding step 1 and 2. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lower the legs down into pike if you can. Otherwise, hold headstand for 5. And that's 1. Long legs in pike. 2, strong legs, step 1 and 2. 3, lengthen the hips away from your ribs as you hold step 1 and 2. 4, 5, inhale your way back up for 1 breath. And exhale, bring your legs all the way back down. Flex your feet like you're going to land on your heels. And then if you want, roll your head forward, just stretching out the back of the neck. And take a very comfortable child's pose. Hands back, shoulders forward, relax. Hold here. There's no count in Balasana. Head and shoulders are rolling forward and heavy. Draw the tail down towards your heels. Every time you inhale, open up the back side of the rib cage like it's a sail. And when you exhale, let that sail soften down on your spine. Okay, and slowly work your way back up. Just step your hands forward, step your feet back. Lower into Chaturanga. Full inhales, upward dog. It doesn't matter if you're off my count. You take your time. Full exhales, downward dog. Gaze forward, bend the knees, coming forward into a seated position. If you can take full lotus, go ahead. Karmic points are the same. Otherwise, you just take a comfortable cross-legged position. If you can catch the elbows behind your head and fold forward, go ahead. If that's not comfortable, bring the hands in front of you. You can make two fists and stack them. Rest your head on the hands. Maybe rest your head on a book and bring the hands beside the book. It's just a cross-legged forward bend. That's all it is. Don't overthink it and breathe. 1. So we're still counterposing headstand, allowing the head and shoulders to roll forward and heavy. 2. Try to keep your hips down and give your rib cage a little bit of length. 3. Find step 1 and step 2 and notice the difference. 4. 5. 6. 7. It doesn't matter if you're off my count. It matters that you're taking full breaths. 8. 9. If you lost your buttons, that's okay. You can find them again. And 10. And we'll work our way back up and towards a seated position. If you can take full lotus, go ahead. Otherwise, one foot in front of the other. It's just a cross-legged position. Padmasana. Take your index fingers to the thumbs. Growing tall. Breathe. 1. Press your legs down. Step 1. Step 2. Grow tall away from your pelvic floor. 2. If you want to find cactus arms, go ahead to bring your shoulder blades down the back, then bring the hands back to their original position. 3. Slow the inhale. Control the exhale. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Slow down the inhale. Control the exhale. Keep finding step 1 and 2. 9. And 10. Release the gaze, release the mudra. Preparing for Plutihi. Plutihi is a lift. If you need blocks beside you or books beside you, go ahead. Otherwise, bring the hands in front of you. It's okay if your feet are down. You just lift up your hips. That's fine too. Lean your weight forward. Push your hands. Inhale. Lift your hips up. Hold. That's 1. Step 1. Step 2. 2. Push the floor away like it's hot. 3. Thighs at your stomach. Knees at your chest. 4. Lift up. Stay up. 5. If your feet are down, lift 1 foot. 6. Step 1 and step 2. Find it again. 7. Lift up. Knees up. 8. Thighs at your stomach. Tail to your chest. 9, push the floor away. And 10, and lowering down. Well done. And you can take one last vinyasa. Step or jump, or step your hands forward, step your feet back and lower. Full inhales every time. It doesn't matter if you're off my count. Full exhales every time. Gaze forward, bend the knees, coming forward to a seated position. And if you want to bring in a book as a pillow, go ahead. Lying down on your backs. We'll just be here for a couple of minutes. It's very important to rest, though, after your practice. You need to let the energy settle into your body. So bring the hands behind your head. Lift your head up so your chin draws into the neck. And keep a long neck as you bring the head down onto your book or to your block. If you want, you can take cactus arms. Lift your hips up. Shoulder blades down the back. So they're lifting up into your chest. Then straighten your arms. Slowly lowering your hips down. And as you come down, you want to bring the tail towards the front of your mat. Straightening your legs. And holding rest. I'll talk you through the first bit, then we'll just stay for another minute or two in silence. Let your body be completely limp and loose. Like a marionette whose strings have been cut. Your body should feel like a stone that's been plunged into the middle of a pond. Every time you exhale, your body sinks deeper into the floor. Moving deeper and deeper into a state of relaxation. There's no more step 1 or 2. Everything is just releasing into the floor. Totally relaxed. Allowing your legs to feel like they're drifting away from the rest of your body. Sending the breath into your legs, your knees, your feet, your hips. Legs drifting away from the rest of your body. Allow the arms to drift away from your torso. Fingers, hands, wrists, elbows, shoulders, everything is unhinging as they find a little bit of length and drift away from the rest of your body. Lower back lengthens away from your rib cage as it relaxes. The ribs start to separate, making it very easy to breathe. Let the throat drop down into the back of the neck. Release your jaw, completely unhinged. Let your nose relax and spread wide across your face, opening up the sinuses. Relax your eyes, the forehead, the ears. The entire scalp oozes off of the skull and melts into the ground. I'll stay here for another minute in silence.
Bring the awareness back to your breath and start taking deeper breaths. Bringing the awareness back into your body, start moving fingers and toes, rotate wrists and ankles. On an inhale, bring the legs back together, the arms up behind the head, and stretch, reach the arms, legs, fingers, toes. And exhale, just let it go. Bending your knees, rolling onto your right side. Use the right arm like a pillow. Put the left hand on the floor in front of your chest. Stay there for a couple of breaths. And push into your left hand, come up to a comfortable seated position. Namaste. Thank you for coming to practice and joining me today online. I do appreciate the support. And I just love seeing people who I don't normally get to see as often because the studios are closed. And it's wonderful to even meet some people from overseas. So I see that Ginny is joining us from Korea. We've often had some other friends from Thailand, from France. Soroush, namaste. It was wonderful to see you, my friend. I hope you have a wonderful Easter. Stay safe. Enjoy your family, friends, and stay connected. Oh, Cornetto, thank you for joining us. Cornetto's from France. She was the first winner last week. This week is Regina. I don't know if Regina's online yet, but I'll get in touch with her later. Namaste, Cecilia. Everyone's going to win something at some point. I'll get in touch and do a one-on-one with everyone. And I'll be honest, it's a learning experience for me because I have to study a new body and encounter a new problem. And then we can take that information and bring it into the subsequent class. So anytime we're doing a consult or you're asking questions, you're doing me a favor as well as yourself. I hope you feel that. Thank you, Ginny. If you're sore, that's totally normal if you haven't done yoga in a while. Thanks, Ron, for coming, and happy Easter. Everyone, just be safe. I love you all so very much. And again, if you have questions, feel free to email anytime. Oh, thanks, Sessa. Wonderful to see you again. Thanks for all the help that you give me and for all of you. Have a wonderful, wonderful week and weekend. New Down syndrome. That is just the coolest tag ever. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. My love to all of you. And I look forward to seeing you again on Tuesday morning. Oh, Cornado, you're just a wonderful human being. Thank you for being that wonderful. You guys take care. Happy Easter. Love you all. We'll see you Tuesday morning. Okay? Bye-bye.